Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to the irae. Sorry if the fan has some influence on the sound, but I have it turned on because it's damn hot. And that's all there is to it. And also, well, my dog is not really facing the hotness around really well and is basically sleepy as hell. So I'm turning it on to make a little breeze around. Anyway, let's get to the story because that's not really needed. Yeah, so sorry for the fun in the background if you hear it. Alright, Rhea fell down to her knees as a sudden pain pierced her heart.
先輩、どうしたのよ?
She had trouble making out Ellie's voice. To an onlooker, it might have appeared like she was having a stroke. After all, the very core of her being had just been shattered.
私...
Yet she did not die, or at least she still appeared to be alive. Rhea could tell what had happened with crystal clear precision, yet it made no sense for her to still draw breath afterwards. In truth, the Zonen King had indeed perished, and in her place remained a simple, powerless girl. So, if that's the case, then that's not bad, right? Kinda, I think, at least. Maybe I'm not correct, we'll see about it. Was it him? Did they succeed? Rhea had no way of telling, but she prayed for everyone to be safe. Hopefully everyone will be safe. Now, with the Zonen King gone, she could no longer sense anything. Blind prayer was the only thing left for her to do. My prayer is for this to not end in 5 minutes, because that would be a sucky end of that route. So hopefully it will be a bit longer. Rhea looked up and rose to her feet. Ellie's voice was still heavy with notable concern. The inexplicable pressure that had been weighing down on the town for the past few days suddenly vanished. The club, the school, the park, and even the museum had likely returned to their normal states. Rhea faced Ellie, who was still in a bit of daze, and made a gentle smile. Rhea wanted a big cake, and everyone there to eat it with her. After all, tonight would prove to be the day of her true rebirth. Yeah. What about Kasumifa? And wait, no. I messed up my thinking now. Never mind. Rhea would be waiting for them, so she hoped they didn't forget the presents. Is being alive after all that not enough? Having them come back alive would be the greatest gift she could ever hope to receive. For knowledge in my case, that is. For the first time in her life, Rhea was looking forward to her birthday. I knew he'd be the one to fire the starting shot. Shiro's gun, however, emitted raging blasts of magical energy, not simple bullets. How he acquired that ability I couldn't tell, but at the very least I was grateful to have gained a trusty ally who could still fight. I loved that music. His energetic entrance, in turn, rejuvenated my very spirit. Good thing. Apparently Sakurai shared my sentiment and went into Shana mode. She quickly invoked her trump card, turning scarlet from head to toe. Both her hands and knees were quivering, almost as if her own flames were trying to consume her. Nonetheless, she mustered a fearless smile. Of course you do. She wouldn't listen even if I tried to stop her. Well, I wasn't gonna try anyway. Our fools were two heads of the obsidian table. We wouldn't get anywhere without putting our very souls on the line. The tempest of Shiro's demonic bullets struck the throne with a tremendous explosion. For we all knew it wouldn't do much in the way of harming us two.
少々下道が過ぎるぞカール。私はマリウスを哀れに思う。あれは幸薄い女だった。
Oh, so he took her place? Reinhardt was too busy voicing his grievances to pay attention to us once the dust had dispersed.
そうしたものに追いつけず置き去られるのが彼女の宿命。仕方ありますまい。核というものはどうしようもなく存在する。
Mercury shrugged his shoulders in a clearly hypocritical display of courtesy. Despite that shadow of a man not moving a single step, no one stated his frame, not even a speck of dust on his obsidian robes.
こりゃ冗談じゃねえな。
It was the second time for the three of us to team up like this, although this particular fight seemed a much larger obstacle than Shriver was. If there was one way for us to emerge victorious, it would be...
カール・クラフト。
Indeed, we had to take him out first.
あいつ生かしといて。いいことなんか何もねえ。
He was responsible for all this, and unlike Reinhardt, he did not appear to be particularly used to doing battle. It wouldn't be stupid of thinking this asshole would prevent them from repeating all this insanity. It appeared all three of us were in agreement for a change. We'd gang up on Mercury's first. I don't really like going with 3-on-1 thing. I really am... Well, the more of 1-on-1 fights, but I guess they have no choice. I mean... Technically, actually, the bad guys always attacked us 1-on-1 or still 1-on-more. So the good guys are technically the following the wrong path, kind of. Well, never mind. All three of us lunged at him at the same time.
罪深い少年だ。何も教えぬか。
I ignored whatever nonsense he said to Shiro. No good would come from lending an ear to this bastard babbling. I was certain of one other thing too. Reinhardt wouldn't save Mercurius. Or at least he wouldn't interfere in our battle. After all, he was still quite irritated when he ordered him to participate. Sakurai reached him first and struck his right shoulder, while I folded up with a slash aimed at his left. We ended up painting huge X across his whole body. I could definitely feel my blade cut through him. And to finish him off, the many bullets erupting from Shiro's desert eagle whizzed right past us as we took a step away from the bastard. What reached our ears, however, was not a scream of deathly agony but Reinhardt's mocking chuckle.
これはどういうわけか知らんのだよ。なぜか私にもわからんがね。
そこはご容赦を。私とて友人に知られたくないことの一つや二つある。
A chill ran down my spine. I immediately pushed Sakurai out of the way.
よろしいか、獣殿。
許す。遊んでやるがいい。
では。
There were no slash marks, nor any bullet holes in his body, almost like he was made of liquid.
正直、荒事は苦手だが。
I feel like he's more of a... wind? Something like that, not liquid. He had no blood, flesh or bones, there was no soul within him.
マルグリットへの詫びも兼ねよう。
A moment later, a silver beam of light shot towards us from below.
女の好みがなぜ私と違うのだろうな。
Before I knew it, his hands gripped a long sword. I realized he had fashioned it out of the part of the castle's legion, but when I parried the blow, it still filled me with so much disgust that for a moment I thought I would go insane.
君がマルグリットを選ばぬ限り、私も彼も倒せない。だがマルグリットを選ばぬからこそ、我らの望みを阻害したともまた言える。さてこの場合、勝利は一体どちらのものか。
emptiness. There was no wave behind his weapon whatsoever. I couldn't feel any pressure or even danger from its sharpened blade, and yet...
結論として勝者なし。何もこの場に限ってのことではない。ここに至るまでの戦場でどの陣営の誰であっても明確に勝利した者が一人でもいたろうか、一度でもあったろうか。
I couldn't force his sword away, no matter how hard I tried. It felt almost like the bastard was siphoning away all my strength.
つまりこれはそういうこと。勝敗、左右、吉と道、どちらでもない中庸に終始するなら、まずはその均衡を崩さねばなるまい。君とてマルグリットを救いたかろう。万人に都合のいい結末を望むなら、家庭に女子供の夢物語は入り込めん。そうは血と狂気でできている。日常に帰りたいなどと私は思っていないのだ。
Mercury's brows furrowed and his lips thinned. He was man of amiable disposition and honeyed words, yet I felt as this was the first time I had ever seen him smile. Almost like an indescribable whirlwind of wrath, despair and comedy had been imprinted on his visage, and no amount of mud and cackling could ever dispel it. Although I could only catch but a momentary glimpse of his true face.
世界は死にたがっている。それはどういう。
I had no time to finish my question.
具足の教育は私がしよう、獣殿。あとはどうなろうと構わん。壊したければご随意に。
もとより。
待て！
The holy lance gave off a brilliant gleam as it flew gracefully through the air and knocked Sakura sheer away from me, sending them towards the wall next to the throne as a roaring shockwave followed in their wake. I ignored Mercurius and leaped towards the two with all my might, catching them both in the air. The devil's castle had yet to disappear. Its walls still functioned as the gullet of the beast. Had they crashed in the wall, its ocean of skeletons would have most likely swallowed them whole.
殺すと言った。私は己の決定を曲げなどしない。嘘とできぬことは言わぬたちだ。とはいえ、いささか劣化が著しいのは否めんな。これでは少々手間取りそうだ。
しかしそのくらいの方が面白いかと。過去の黎明をなぞるなら塩梅よしと存ずるが。
ふん。つくづく真から食えん道化よ。
Reinhardt let us make the first move without intervening, but it didn't seem like he was planning to sit on the sidelines for the entire fight. Irritated, I shot a glance at two in my arms. One hit was enough to leave them in their near-death state. On the other hand, I probably should have commended them for actually surviving a hit from the holy lance. Anyone less resilient would have been dead after a mere scratch from the thing. Reinhardt's strength had deteriorated significantly with the collapse of his castle. The more time we bought, the weaker he'd become.
な顔すんなよ。
チャンスでしょ。
けど
Regardless of how much weaker Reinhardt had become, he was still way out of our league. A start based on the idea of divide and conquer would be useless against him. If that wasn't enough, Sakura remained in critical condition while Shiro was still kind of a mentor at these things. Things were looking good for us.
くだんねえ甘さで間違えんなよ。分かってんだろ。絶対潰さなきゃなんねえのが誰かってくらい。
まだ死なないから大丈夫だから。かっこいいとこ見せてくれるって言ったじゃない。見せてよ。私たちが食い止めるから勝ってよ。でないと好きだなんて言ってあげない。
Wow, I feel so threatened. Well, I guess he does. Hi.
参れ。
来たまえ。
We had to kill Mercurius no matter what. That was the only correct choice in this mess of situation. But to do so, I had to let two of my friends sacrifice themselves to Reinhardt.
迷っている時間はあるまい。お互いに。カールよ。一つ賭けをしようではないか。K は何やら企んでいるのだろうが、その成就を前に私が梅雨払いを済ませたら 全滅させるぞ。
企みなどと聞こえの悪い。何のことやらわかりませぬが、しかしまあ良いでしょう。この程度の窮状、しのげぬような愚昧では新たに作った方が早いというもの。
決まりだな。
Reinhardt took a step forward. I had no choice.
しろ。桜井。
I'm sorry, but
死ぬな。
I made sure my voice conveyed my determination. The two rose to their feet and smiled back at me.
もたついてたら俺らが先に勝っちまうぞ。
そしたら藤井君、私にメロメロになっちゃうかな。
バカ野郎。
I didn't have it in me to call out such a valiant bluff.
脇が生きがんなよ。主人公は俺だ。
But thanks to them, I could focus on what I had to do.
行くぞ。せいぜい俺の引き立て役になれ。このお笑い三等兵。すぐ一人勝たして助けてやるから。それまでせいぜい逃げ回ってろ。
言うね。
かっこつけすぎ。
Jesus, couldn't she at least let me show off till the end? I didn't want to seem like a liar after everything I'd said.
なんとも可愛らしいレギオンだ。羨ましいかよ。
It wouldn't have been an overstatement to say we'd gone completely berserk after that. Sakura lunged at Reinhardt, her clothes, her even her own skin ablaze with vivid scarlet flames. It was obvious that she had been burning away her own soul as fuel at this point. She was in no better condition either. He had been forced to fight the most difficult battle of his life with a weapon he had yet to get used to. No wonder he was so all over the place. I wouldn't have been surprised to see them consumed by their Achtoner any moment now. As for me, you had a new one as well, man. My sword was completely bereft of souls, meaning I had no choice but to use my own. I too was growing weaker with each passing second, much like Reinhardt. I recalled Mercury's words that this battle had no victor. Yet fact ahead, man, I didn't survive this long only to leave things in a half-assed state. I would let these bastards even come close to our world ever again.
そうだ。諦めてはいけない。
Nonetheless, I simply couldn't beat the man before me. I let like 1,000 hits on him, yet still he remained without a single scratch.
お前はなんだ。
If I had to liken it to something, I'd say it was like trying to hit the moon's reflection on Lake's surface. It felt like Mercury's body wasn't even there. Like I was staring at the tip of an iceberg. He must have condensed his being into a form that even ants like us could not conceive. While his real form was so tremendous it exceeded our meager comprehension. Something that mortals like us would tremble at the very thought of, a being whose name we dared not speak. Awe and terror mingled in my heart as those thoughts flashed through my mind, but I paid no heed. If I got rid of him, all the plans would come crumbling down. That had be our top priority, the sole objective we needed to focus all our efforts on.
人は退屈を厭う、停滞を忌む、道を恐れると同時に絶望する。
Don't all of them.
この意味がわかるかな？世界が死にたがっている証なのだよ。
I don't.
海の魚が淡水を求めている。
Makes sense. Mercurius responded only with a smirk, while doing nothing to protect himself from the tempest of my relentless onslaught. Instead, I heard his disembodied voice echoing within my consciousness. Sakurai, sure, even Reinhardt, none of them could hear it. The words flowed through a special link that existed only between the two of us. The conversation likely took no more than a second. The illusion of Calcraft spoke directly to my soul.
君の友のように。
His eyes, like the depths of an aquatic abyss, fixed on Shiro, who himself had been coughing blood in the midst of a mortal battle.
私の友のように。
His gaze then shifted towards the Master of Millions, the Lord of the Legion, Reinhardt.
私の渇望は壊れかけているのだよ。細胞の一つ一つがもう耐えられぬと慟哭している。俗にアポトーシスというのだろうな。故に私にごく近しい君と深く関わったものは極小の確率でそうなっていく。私を破壊する癌細胞、私を救う私の一部であり、そこから外れた輝きだ。その無ビューたる唯一、 我らの共に共通するだろう点を挙げてみよう。彼らはこう思ってきたはずだ。己は運がいい、運が悪い、死にたくても死ねぬ、生きたくても生きた心地がせぬ。絶命必死の真似をしてもなぜかなかなか死は訪れない。当然だよ。死んでもらっては困るのだからね。私が死ぬために癌は守り、そして育てる。つまりこういうことだ。彼らのようなものは都合がいい。
Yeah. He's weird. He really is weird. What the hell was he been talking about?
私の写しみである君は私のいる座につながっている。故にあのようなものを生み出せるのだよ。傍らからはご都合の塊のように見えるものをね。反目している面もあるのだろうが断言しよう。彼は君の渇望に対するアポトーシス。生物として必然持ちうる終わりへの願望だ。
No toe!
アクタエストファーブラ。彼の言動、彼の思想、彼の人生は己の求める地平と正反対。不愉快で危機を覚え、だがなぜか見せられる。否定できまい。君は彼のようなものにいてほしいのだ。私が私の共に抱く思いと同じようにね。
She was the first to destroy my peaceful life. And even now, he ended up getting himself deeply involved in this battle despite knowing there would be no turning back. And it was all simply because I wished for it.
ふざけんな!
I couldn't help crying out. I was neither trying to protect nor put down the free will of the damn fool. It was just that I simply couldn't acknowledge the audacity of having played and ruined someone else's life.
それじゃまるで俺がみたいじゃねえか!
You are what?
そうだよ。私はそういうもので、君はその座につながっている。
Alright. 3 symbols. So I would guess it would be God, what he said there.
我らの愛しいアポトーシスは増殖する。私の盟友が無限のレギオンを生むように、君の盟友は己が痛みを周囲に伝染させているはずだ。役者は揃っているのだよ。ならば喜劇を終わらせたいではないか。君も私も、そして我らの癌細胞もすべからく舞台装置であるべきだ。皆もろともに退場しよう。そしてその後に広がる新世界。女神の地平を生む礎になろう。なあ、故に誓ってくれぬかな。永劫我らを追い続けると、いつか必ずこのグランギニョルを終わらせると。共に死のう、永遠に死のう。なあ、私はもう愛ているのだ。役に立ってくれまいか。そのために作ったのだぞ、すべてを。
I don't understand a word he has said. I couldn't let myself understand it. Channeling all the rage boiling with my heart in the swing that decapitated the bastard, but it had no effect. It couldn't even wipe that smirk off his face.
マルグリット以外に私を殺せるものか。いらぬ女に目移りするならそちらを先に消すか。後顧の憂いを断ってやろう。君が後戻りできぬようにこの場の生と引き換えにして一つ日だまりをもらい受ける。ああ、これではまるで私がメフィストのようではないか。この契約乗るか反るか。誰が
Raise my woman, grant me peace. Who was he trying to kid? He could take his contracts and stick him up his ass.
飲むわけねえだろ。
But in that moment,
君の友は同意したぞ。
The second that, till now, had been extended to what felt like an eternity came to an end.
第36ディルレワンガー
The ground below Shor's feet exploded as an army of skeletons burst forth, scaring him like a pincushion with their bayonets.
言ってるだろが
He swept the mountain blade with a cry before once again leaping towards Reinhardt, but the castle's undead minions kept chasing after him, refusing to give up. With the floor and walls stabbing him, Shiro had already suffered over 1,000 wounds, yet the skeletons refused to let up. Although he moved them down like a living meteor, his vitality gradually kept ebbing away.
己食らえ
Sakura launched another of her all-scorching strikes of scarlet fire. And although Reinhardt had weakened to the point where he needed to use his entire arm, as opposed to a finger, to deflect the attack, Sakura's blows proved just as ineffective as before.
第24カルストイエーガー
The ensuing explosions of countless Panzerfausts and mines sent Sakurai flying. She crashed in the floor without as much as a scream and stopped moving altogether.
お前ら
Their fight ended just like that, brutally, mercilessly. Not even 5 seconds had passed since we challenged the twin devils.
賭けは私の勝ちだな、カール。
Now not he uttered that, his golden lance shot my way.
嘆かわしいか
Reinhardt crushed Shiro and Sakura before I could even begin to figure out what to do with Mercurius. The result would be complete annihilation. The terrible realization that none of us would survive began to overtake our minds.
だがそれはこちらも同じことだ。全力を出せぬ歯がゆさ。K も理解しただろう。
The holy lance pierced my chest, yet its power seemed to have deteriorated to the extent that I couldn't claim my life in a single strike. Had he been at the peak of his power, our battle would have ended just then, although if I still had Mari at my side, I could likely dodge his attack. Both exhibited only a fraction of our true powers. The results notwithstanding, neither of us could gain any satisfaction from how this battle was going.
強者同士、万全なるを真っ向叩き潰してこそ花がある。K の渇望、いささか騎士道に反するな。見事は見事。このグラズヘイム、ベルトールを崩壊せしめ、私を撤退に追い込んだのは、紛れもなく K の子。マキナ、ザミエル、シュライバー。私があの3人を最初に選び、他の者らを連れて行かなかったのはなぜだと思う？強さ、忠誠？それとも狂気か？いや違うな。あの者らが王道を踏まえた英雄の資質を持っていたからに他ならん。線から漏れた者のこと思い返してみるがいい。
Both Wilhelm and Rusaka had more than enough strength to prove themselves worthy as battalion commanders, but it was their core nature that failed to please Reinhardt. A creation figment to weaken foes.
すなわち今の K と同じだ。生産杯は私の代わり。私になりきらんとする渇望ゆえに、私の趣味に反するものを除外していったのだろうよ。もっとも、バルキュリアは別だがな。残存8名。ルベド、ニグレド、アルベドの補充員となり得た英雄は彼女しかおらん。それを真っ先に生産杯が切ったのは、先の言葉と矛盾するが、まあ、理由はわかろう。皮肉なるは、そのバルキュリアの補充として自ら招き寄せた少女もまた、私の好む英雄の資質を有していたということだが、わかるか？ K は私を失望させているのだよ。
I could feel the eternal punishment of the lance starting to scourge me from the inside. It might not have been as powerful as before, but the same could be said of me. In other words, it still hurt like hell.
認めたのは事実。高揚したのも事実。さすがはカールの大体なりと、血湧き肉を踊った瞬間の私に偽りはない。だが、ダメだ。 敵手配下共に英雄ならざれば DS 入れは始まらない。
My consciousness grew dim. I could feel the jaws of death closing in. Reinhardt had rich anger traveled through the lungs, and had been ruthlessly scorching from the inside.
前と同じではつまらん。観客は飽きるものだ。モルゲンデンメルングを再現するなら、カールよ、言ったようにこたびは全滅といこう。また作れ。何度でも。ザラトゥストラが歌うまでな。
My consciousness drifted so far I could barely even recognize the sound of my own voice. I struggled with what little strength I had left, but I couldn't escape Reinhardt's iron grip. Mercurus nodded with a faint smile. Sakura merely lay on the ground unmoving, while Shiro still wrestled with countless bayonets covering his body. Complete silence had descended upon my mind. Reinhardt's all-devouring golden cataclysm denied the possibility of a miracle. Unless I did something, all would be lost. I had no more allies to come to my aid. Was that true, or was the boy forgetting someone? The swastika had been shattered, and Zonkin left the stage, yet the opera had yet to reach its final page. The blessed blood remained with the sage, and it could be inherited by those who would later step out upon the stage. Which meant...
私が
Yeah, you indeed, for your heart interpolated with grief, is it not? Powerless, out of the loop, not chosen by the man you love. I can feel the sorrow gnawing at your heart. Will you allow this humble gesture to liberate you from it? I could bestow you upon the most important of roles and transform your existence into the very core of its story. And if I did,
そうすれば
everyone would protect and love you in return. You would nurture a bond most exalted, shedding blood together, your hearts burning as one for eternity. Is that not the Shambhala you crave for?
だけど
All you have to do is find a man and give birth to a child, and not mention this pact of ours to a soul. That is all I would ask of you.
嫌だそんなの
You reject me, are you certain? Calm your soul and reconsider, if you would. Love begets many a sacrifice, and yours would be the greatest of them all. You would cast aside passion for the sake of love, and those present here would remember your sacrifice for the rest of their days. Make haste, we have no time. Wait, what? Wait a second. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, so basically, first thing you say calm yourself, so basically you mean take your time, and now you say make haste. What the hell? Okay, their pain unfolds before your eyes, their screams ring loud in your ears, do they not? They are indeed on the brink of death, with no one to save them, they would certainly perish. Nothing else delegates the destruction of gold. You are still on the sidelines, staring at the chaos and cursing your own powerlessness, remain unable to do anything of import. Why were you born? What meaning did your life encompass? What drove you to chase after them? You crave to form a bond, to become part of their group, you care not how. So allow me to invite you to the seat of Viriditas, as the Virgin Mother and Resurrector of our number 6. Give birth, resurrect, and were not, for I hold a suitable catalyst. There were many inside the seal, I have just crushed inside my palm. We are with Glutch, Heimwethal, the 5th universe of God, the perpetually resurrecting Valhalla.
だったら
She will do something stupid, of course. Indeed, I believe I told you this was those kind goes with a death wish, and that you ought to change the core of your reasoning. Survive and let the future generation know about your noble sacrifice.
今私にできること
Yeah, what she's going to do is stupid, of course. Not first time, and you are the only one capable of it.
でも勘違いはしないであなた私はみんなを助けたいみんなの力になってあげたい
And that's why you're a pain in the ass.
たとえそれがまたみんなを苦しめることになったとしても
Yeah, great, right?
私は誰よりも信じてるきっといつか絶対にレンがあなたをやっつけるって
Kasumi, There's really something wrong with your mind.
だから
Was that confession? Do you truly accept my proposal?
言う
Oh, god damn it. Then cry out at the top of your lungs and allow me to listen to the chase scream of your soul. What you wish and what you covet, what sacrifice and what you achieve.
私はみんなのためにあなたに勝つために日陰の女になってやるわよ。宣戦布告と受け取れバカ
We don't need that. Fine, very well, you're watering poignant in my heart. Such a tragic beauty, our second Babylon. You have in this moment become the most beautiful woman in the world. She is hot, but let's not go that far. You have charmed my heart.
それをもって彼から奪う日だまりとしよう。誇れ、君が皆を救ったのだ。
Yeah, great, she become the next Lisa. Just
故
awesome.
に我が全てをかけて約束する。今この時における君の選択。
Yeah, make me, because I think that was mistake.
とは言わせない。そして乙女の涙が条理を覆すのが定番ならば。
I would be a disgrace for the name of probably God if I could not cause a miracle or 2 or 3 or 10 as many as your heart desires.
ほう、これは
I felt the punching flame of Gold's destruction suddenly roll away from my ravaged body. It was neither the result of Reinhardt finally having lost his power nor the pain going beyond the threshold that my mind could no longer comprehend. It was the result of an impregnable scarlet wall suddenly appearing out of the air, thin air, separated me and Reinhardt, a new actor upon this stage. Wait, isn't this kind sword? He rose from the floor like a diver, emerging from the depths of the sea, a tall man clad in the same uniform as the others in Reinhardt's undead legion.
ベベルス
Undead.
ロンギヌス。なるほど。そういえばもう一人城での錬成を行える者がいたのだったな。
Who had transformed this castle, forged in the fires of the fallen Berlin, into paradise of the dead, free from the chains of recurrence?
初代増年金とその片割れの血脈か。
Huh? His voice echoing far and wide, Reinhardt knocked me aside, making me crash to the unconscious Sakurai. I couldn't even begin to guess the eruptive feelings that lit up in Sakurai's chest as she beheld the frame of the man before us.
嘘じゃないよね。夢じゃないよね。
He's back! The tall young man pinned down Reinhardt in complete silence. I could only see his back, but the resemblance was clear. I knew it. It was Sakurai's real brother, no doubt about it, to Balkan before he turned into a warrior of death.
お初にお目にかかります。ハイドリヒ教。肺がんの栄によくし光栄ですが、どうかこのまま彼らを行かせてあげてはくれませんか。
The bass, imperious laughter reverberated across the hall, mocking the foolishness of puny mortals.
いいなだ。認めん。K に全てのスワスチカが消えた以上、そのハイヘイらに途上は許さん。どこへなりとうせ回帰しろ。それとも K、あれらに代わって私の上を満たしてくれるか。
ご要望なら。
面白い。
The devil's eyes gleamed menacingly as the holy lance quivered. His long golden locks danced in the air behind him like rich money.
バカな。
Main. Reinhardt would crush a man like him to dust in the blink of an eye.
やめて兄さん、お願いだから。
However, Sakurai's desperate cries would not reach him.
万死に砕けろ。亡霊ごときに用はない。
As if mocking Sakurai's cries, the thrust of the chartrum breezed through the air, and upon bending its prey, exploded in radiant gold, momentarily swallowing both the man and Reinhardt in its luster. However, the man remained standing as before, his soul unwounded and unyielding. Weakened as it may have been, the man still managed to stop a blow from headhunting. How was that even possible? You ask?
複製とはいえこれも清掃。
Exactly.
今のあなたならハイドリ卑怯。僕でもそう不足はないと思いますが。
The man's face was hidden by the same death mask worn by Tubalcain. He would neither greet his sister nor reveal his face, but his actions spoke louder than any such superficialities. He would not allow her to die, he would protect her. In which case I took her the role to fulfill. Honestly, I thought that Ren actually could become Tubalcain at this point. I mean, he was supposed to be the next one, kind of. During the fight, well, I guess it's not possible anymore. That's what I would go after.
行くぞレイ、ボサッとすんな。
I had to get his sister out of harm's way, no matter what.
やだ、離して。まだ私。
Oh, shut the fuck up!
待ってろ。
I grit my teeth so hard even blood came gushing out while feeling like I could pop the blood vessel at any moment. What kind of joke was this? Why did I have to be the one running away?
だけど耐えろ。
There was no way we could win against those two bastards the way we were now. No matter how many miracles we would cause at the cost of our lives, it would still not be enough to pose a threat to Mercury and the Beast.
でも生きていれば
As long as we remained alive.
負けじゃない。
It might not be victory, but neither was defeat. Sakurai fell silent for a few moments.
分かった。
She nodded, her face contorted by unimaginable pain. And
おいてめえ、希望に応えてやったろ。約束通りバカ返せ。
she addressed Mercurius, who had still been snickering in his usual position next to a throne in the deep end of the room.
ああ、よし、無論了承しよう。君らは実に素晴らしい。レオンハルト、ゲオルギウス、そしてザラトゥストラ。いや、今は藤井蓮かな。
Carcraft, the biggest piece of shit conman in human history, considered us from above.
あなたに。
慣れ慣れしく。
名前なんか呼ばれたくねえ。
I would slaughter the bastard, I swear I would. Not now, but one day.
愛しいお嬢さんによろしくと。マルグリットを除き初めて私は恋をしそうになるところだった。また会おう。
Yeah, and when that happened, I would end this bullshit Desiree of theirs once and for all. Maybe.
兄さん。
Holding back her tears, Sakura addressed her brother in a hoarse yet resolute tone.
まただ。絶対助けに行くから。
Well, how do you know he wants that? And hearing the words that would likely be the last one he'd ever hear from his sister, the man
ああ、大きくなったね、ケイ。
answered with meek gentleness. Through the cracks in his mask, I could tell the man, his face likely resembling his sister's, made a faint smile.
さようなら。君にはいっぱい謝らなければいけないけど、ごめんよ。そして幸せに。行くぞ、桜井。
I wrapped my arms around the weeping Sakurai and leapt as far from the devil's throne as I could. This place was already on the brink of vanishing. Who knew what would happen if we remained together and hard sight when the whole thing flickered out of existence? I dashed forward, never looking back, because I knew I'd just jump at the throats of those bastards the moment I did.
逃げるがいい。だが逃がさんぞ。ケイラは英語を私の将軍に飲まれ食われる恐怖と戦え。屈辱なり愉快なり万来の拍手と愛と憎悪を送ろう。 私が壊そうとして壊せなかった世界唯一のものどもよ。
You say cosmos, but it was probably on the Earth.
血と鋼鉄と肉と骨と戦争この世にある限り私は消えん。地獄はどこにでも降りてくる。夢忘れるな。ケイラもまた私の一部なのだから。
Okay, let's keep the laughter. He's booming it up there as well as the words he threw it out like a vile curse. They remained engraved upon our souls like a thick black layer of dream, never to be washed clean. Dies irae, amantes, amentes. So that's the finale of it? Well, there will be a scene for sure after all then. So let's wait the credits as before and look forward to the next scene. And after this, we'll end the episode, of course, and we are not moving to a new route, but but we'll move to other stories, because other stories will be unlocked. Actually, one will be unlocked. One is unlocked. It was advised to go to that one after case route as well. So we'll have two to go through now, if I remember correctly, and I think I am correct here. Okay, so die Morgendämmerung and Verfauländer Segen. Alright, this one was unlocked there, and alright, yes, so we have the two that we are supposed to go through. Now, unlocked. Oh, it's a nice area. Hey, I wanna see what happened there in that snow. Hello? Even now, I could remember everything like it happened yesterday. And so,
多分そのあたりが超絶怪しい。公式には知られてないけど、ソ連崩壊の時に半端なく人死んでるから。でもまあ、数より因縁なんだっけ？そういう面でもそこ臭いよ。なんせ昔は。
Are we in Russia? I feel like we might be in Russia. No. 今でもその息が全開でかかってる。だから。Okay, Pol Pot was a Cambodian politician revolutionary. Wait, was this the name that I googled correctly here? Yeah, Pol Pot. So, Cambodia and snow? I don't know. Well, I never been there, so how would I know? I know it myself and thanked Honjo.
助かったよ。もう若くないんだから無理して危ないことに首突っ込むな。別に頼んでもないのに毎回。何？あんた今言っちゃならんこと言ったわね。
Okay, I know it's in Asia, but Show me the exact location. Well, sorry that I don't know the exact location of the country, okay? Okay, there might be snow there actually. I don't know why, but I thought that it might be in that hot area where there's no snow. Ah, never mind.
一人身だし、子供いないし、女盛り、真っ只中なの。
Well, Ellie is the best. That's what I need to repeat all the time.
ものは言いようだな、おい。
生き遅れただけじゃない。あんたら、ちょっと自分らが若く見えるからって、所詮ため年なのに、なーにその態度。なにその言い草。あたしくらい頭と美貌と金持ってる女なんて、ちょっとそこらにいないっつうの。
ああ、はいはい。わかってるよ、委員長さん。なんだかんだで、まだ20年しか経ってないことだもんな。
I would still go after Ellie. Indeed, 20 years has passed since that day. Andre created her family business, but refused to marry, and instead stuck with us on our never-ending fools around. I don't know how did this open now. Meanwhile, he returned the church to an orphanage and dedicated her life to saving countless children. She claimed that every life counted. In any case, we couldn't remain in leader. We need to put an end to this accursed war we started.
まあ、機嫌直せよ。俺片付けて帰ったら、四郎が飯でもおごるから。院長先生はホスト狂いとか妙な噂立つかもしんないけど、何かしら慰労だけはするからさ。
ああ、うん。だったら私は、レン君の方が良かったり。
I'll go.
こう、なんつうの？さすがに味噌汁も超えるとさ、ああいう鉄砲玉みたいな男はいかんと気づいてしまうみたいな。
おい、なんか言われてるぞ。
しゃあねえだろ、本当のことだし。お前、相手してやれば。
You see everyone! Come on, how about me? What about me?
でもな。
I can go.
何よ。
Yeah, I could kind of feel her burning a hole in me. I'll go.
桜井ちゃん怒ってる？
I'll go after Ellie.
怒ってない。
Come on!
怒ってんじゃん。
とにかく何にしても気ぃつけて。ああ、あとこれは関係ないっていうかただの余談なんだけど。
Wow, they really were synchronized very well there.
かすみちゃんの娘いるじゃん。あの子修学旅行で明日ドイツに行くんだって。でまあ航空路の関係上飛行機がそこの真上らへんを通るんだわ。だからあんまはっちゃけて撃墜なんかすんじゃないよ。ちょっと聞いてる？
No.
もう分かった、聞こえてるって。こいつ未だにバカスミが結婚したのショックなんだから、あんまりいじんな。
Well, the child is not from the marriage though.
そんなんじゃ。
Right?
ねえよ。
卒業してすぐだったもんね。はりゃ私も驚いたわ。でもまあ幸せそうだしいいんでない？いつまでもうじうじ言ってると男が下がるから吹っ切んないと。
I guess so.
だからそんなんじゃねえって何度言えば。
I admit, I was shocked both by the marriage and the fact that the groom was a guy we didn't even know, not to mention that her child was now already at around the same age as we were back then. More importantly though, I couldn't get her face out of my mind. It was like she changed physically, but ever since that day, she had always seemed apologetic, almost on the verge of tears. Whenever she was around us, like she was tormented by something. Of course she was. Well, maybe it was all just the delusion of a fickle man with lingering affections.
藤井君
For it was pretty odd that Sakurai, whose clinginess didn't wane over the past 20 years, never once reprimanded at me for it. It was possible that she too felt the same thing I did.
じゃあとにかくそういうことで。そこが当たりでも外れでも何かしら進展あったら連絡してよ。
Now that I think about it, is there actually any part of Asia that wouldn't have snow? At all? Guess you can't really know everything by that somehow, that way. I mean, I have no idea. Now that I think about it, I can just Google it on the freaking second monitor and don't have to do it through the phone. Damn it! Cambodia. So, looking at the map. Cambodia. Okay, I don't want the map of the country. I want the freaking map of Asia. Asia map. Okay. Show me a big one. Wow, that sounded so bad. That's what she said, right? Nope, that will not work. Alright. Where is Cambodia? Right, am I blind or something because I can't notice it? Well, anyway, maybe there are countries in Asia that actually don't have snow at all, and maybe Cambodia is Cambodia. I don't even really know what's the spelling in English, but in Polish, Cambodia. Maybe that is one country that doesn't have. There it is. Okay. Yeah, it might be a country without a snow at all, I guess. For it probably has. Well, never mind. Why am I even freaking when I even freaking think about it? It's not really important. See you. Lady Rich Uncle, Honjo, hang up.
さて、
それにしてもすごい雪ね。
Settled down in the middle of nowhere, will the white of the snow be colored crimson tonight?
ま、クリスマスも近いしよ。きな臭えのは確かだな。
Wasn't Kasumi's daughter born on Christmas too? Oh, you've got to be shitting me, son and kid. What is wrong with you to be born on the same day as well?
とりあえず、俺が先行してみるよ。こういうところは閉鎖的なのが定番だからな。
Seriously,
お前らしかめっ面コンビじゃやぶへびだ。
isn't it any, suspicious to you guys? Rhea was born that day before, and now this carpet, come on. One point leads to another. My logic would probably lead to that as well. It was suspicious as hell. I mean, Mercurius talked to Shiro, right? Gave him the powers. Then the other thing was to kind to appear because of the contract with him as well, I believe. You really would not think of the possibility he talked to Kasumi as well? Really?
一晩、ここで待機してろ。連絡するから。ああ。
ごめんなさい。助かるわ。
Shiro waved us goodbye and descended the silvery dunes towards the town. He seemed to be uncharacteristically careful about this, which would mean this place would most likely prove to be bad news.
どう思う
7割。いや、8割だな。
The possibility of this place being our jackpot. We spent the past decade traveling all over the world, investigating suspicious locations and destroying or sending away various Achnenerbe. Years of experience had told me this place reeked of fire and brimstone. If that was the case, then maybe at long last.
ねえ、藤井君。
Sup? Good! Even amidst dark vaults and surrounded by chilly winds, I felt my body suddenly enveloped by warmth. Also, the scarf, my weak point.
終わるの。
You don't know about that, anything.
今度こそ
You've heard nothing,
応援する
okay?
よね。
Yeah, well, about that! Sakurai drew closer to me. Every time I found myself consumed by anger, her voice would call me back to reality.
後悔してる？悔やんでる？私とこうなったこと。
I would not regret that. I mean, after all, I did not like you in the beginning, but now it's different.
別に。
I mean, I like her more than Kasumi now, to be honest. That's for sure. No point in answering such a silly question after all this time. Ended up like this and survived because she was there for me. And I plan to spend the rest of my days at her side.
たまには口でちゃんと言ってよ。もう昔みたいな子供じゃないし、私もあなたもいい年でしょ。
いや、子供さ。
After all, ever since we tasted the humiliation of that unfinished battle.
俺たちの時計は止まってるんだ。それをまた動かしに行こう。
So we could live our lives as proper men and women. Stopping time might have been my craving in the past, but now I only wish for our lives to move forward. And for that we first had to.
加藤、桜井。それで、一緒に生きていこう。
うん。そうだね。
Maybe I would find another Zarathustra in here. After all, I was disqualified from the troll after losing Mari. Or would I re-establish my link with her when the time came? And how would that work? Who would be the 4 others that didn't participate in the dawn of the new obsidian table? And where would they stand? What could Mercurius' words have meant that day? I was still completely in the dark. But there was one thing I knew.
風が止んだわね。
That worm that found its way to the eye of the storm. I wish to protect it with all my heart and soul. Oh. Understandable. Really. Other story, Verfaulender's again unlocked. Woo! Satisfying, to be honest, very satisfying. Man, I love this game. It will be a long story. Alright, extra, no, not that extra, sorry. Other story. So we have 2 other stories, and we have to go through them. We've gone through werewolves before, so it's fine. Now, the Morgan Damerung and Verfaulender's again. We'll go through those. Starting from the next episode. I don't know how long they are and how long it will take us. We'll see. Anyhow, for now, hope you enjoyed it and see you in the Morgan Damerung. Bye bye.